describe as a title deed, which in law, in my view, is, and I say it's a piece of paper of no legal validity. Of 7,000, this is now this, of 7,900 and I think 7,000, almost 800 people. Who occupy that. Only 722, 700 possess what they call title deed. A document called title deed. 700. For us, these are not valid titles, but even if assumed, for argument's sake, they're only 700. And these are not ordinary human beings. They are not the fellas you hear, oh, you know, they have nowhere to go. These are miserable. No. These are the who is who. Fellas who already have properties elsewhere in this country and maybe, very likely, outside this country. And they're the ones who are using all this running about and press conferences and lobbying, from jumping from one office to another office. They are the ones. The men, because I think all of them are men, the men of means. Men of means. Who have property in cities in this country, in major towns in this country, elsewhere in this country, and outside. And they are the ones behind the scenes pushing for compensation. 722. 4,400 have documents they call sale agreements and letters of allotment. I mean, sale agreement and letters of allotment. How can you have a letter of allotment in respect of a declared water tower? You cannot have a sale agreement. Those sale agreements and letters of allotment are of no validity, legal validity. Now we have asked those individuals who possess those documents, please, can you go to the county commissioner, right? Go and give copies of all those sale agreements, letters of allotment, so that we know who sold you what, or purported to sell you these parcels in Mao Forest. And at what consideration? So that we can have them arrested. Because we have a crime, an offense in our laws that says, okay, obtaining money by false pretenses. If there is ever a case of obtaining by false, anyone who sold land to another person in the Masai Mao, pretending to have valid title, is guilty of an offense called obtaining money by false pretenses. We have asked them, go to the county commissioner's office. And they don't want. Just tell us who sold this, so that one, we arrest them, charge them, and two, force them to pay you back your money. Don't come to government to pay for crimes committed by others and in collusion with yourselves. They don't want to. And I challenge them. Yeah. I challenge them. These politicians who are busy running about here, they should be telling them, taking those people there to go and file complaints and give copies of those agreements and letters of allotment, so that then we as government arrest those individuals and force them to refund the monies, and they have land, settle those individuals in their own land, not in the forest. They don't want to go to do that. 2,500 have no documents at all. No document at all. But a narrative has been created that you are dispossessing people who have titles issued by government. Now, nobody tells us about the destruction, the cost. Then we are told, oh, you know, the right, the human right of those to be who occupy, the human rights of these 10,000, 7,000, 15,000, numbers are exaggerated, but 40 to 60, just for propaganda sake. How about their human rights? But how about the human rights of the millions? What gives these illegal occupants, invaders, what makes their human rights to have precedence supersede the human rights of others? And others present, and if I may just read, because it is important, about what our Constitution says. Every person shall have a right to a clean and healthy environment, which includes the right to have the environment protected for the benefit of present and future generations. And the state has an obligation. So we're not just dealing about those who are alive today. We are also dealing about the rights of those who are yet to be born. But we are being bemused. Pontification about the rights of those who occupy. Then you hear another narrative. Oh, now, you know, a particular community is being targeted. If there is one thing that we are not concerned about, and we are not asking anybody, is which tribe do you belong in? No, we're not. All what we concern ourselves about is you occupy, you are inside the boundaries as determined by Olentutu Boundary Commission. It does not matter whether you're Maasai. In fact, there are Maasais there. And they are going to exactly in the same manner. It doesn't matter. It's not tribe. It's not. Oh, you know, this is politics. We are not politicians. We're not concerned about politics. And remove politics. Now, this exactly, you ask me about the issue of water abstraction. Politicizing environment, matters of life and death. We're not concerned about which political party you belong in. Now he's here now, oh, about referendum 2022. It has nothing to do with it. I am now being told, oh, you know, the time is not right. Give me a break. Give me a break. When will ever be the right time? When there is no more? And I say it and I repeat it. It is now or never. Now, I've seen some leaders propounding some outrageous arguments. I had one who actually was a cabinet minister, was a minister in government, and a former governor who should know better, propounding such bizarre arguments that are just mind-boggling. That Masai Mao is a settlement area, is a settlement scheme. Masai, and it is a trust land under the county government, so national government should have nothing to do with it. But conveniently fails to say this is a gazetted water tower in respect of which Kenya has entered into. Now, to conclude this, yes, phase has actually started. It is not an event; it is a process. As you know, officers are being the build-up of officers and deployment going on. You'll see numbers continuing in the next couple of days. We are in for a long haul. We have plans for restoration. It's not just about reclaiming and removing people. But we are focused more fundamentally about after that. Because we must restore the Masai Mara to its original pristine state. It will be done in the most humane manner. The most humane manner. But I can assure you this. There's no going back. If it's not now, it's never.
Okay, wasn't there this argument about the same that if this process has to succeed, there's this mega areas like communities which there's a claim that it's part of the forest. Now people are saying if this is not reclaimed, then other smaller parts will not make a lot of sense. Are we having communities being part of what the government will claim?
That's a red herring. And it's an argument that has been thrown in whenever there is. First of all, Kaptagich is not within the Masai Mara to begin with. We're dealing with the Masai Mara. But it is a case where a thief, right? Okay? It's a case where you catch a thief and he says, no, but so and so has also stolen. Why don't you deal with the other so that then you can, right? We're dealing with Masai Mara now, and I can tell you this, right? It is just a beginning. It is just a beginning, right? And of the 22 forest blocks, this block of the Masai Mara, which is the 22nd block, is the most ecologically sensitive of all. It is the most critical of all the blocks. So now being drawn into the argument about what will happen to a particular person, no, we are dealing with the Masai Mara. Okay, where we will move next. Watch this space. But that's a red herring with the greatest of respect.
Okay, leaders from of course, politicians.
Sorry, let me just mention about the politician because I constituted a steering committee, working, of course, with the county security apparatus, the county security and intelligence committee. And I appointed Natembeya to be the chair. They have been meeting. They were on the ground a few days ago. They are doing their job as instructed. But it has been brought to my attention that certain senior functionaries in this government, senior officials of this government, have been making telephone calls and threatening and intimidating Natembeya, asking him to go slow on this, making all sorts of threats and insinuations. They should leave Natembeya alone. Natembeya is doing his job in accordance to the appointment that I made. I am the one responsible. If anyone has any issue, any politician, any government official has any issue, they deal with me. They let Natembeya and his team to do their job.
But the same people, the same politicians, of course, accuse me that when you were the question is, how was he going to make sure that now he's defending, he was not able to prosecute someone to completion?
There's some accused things that are meant to annoy, right? My record as DPP is there. The persons I have prosecuted, including governors, ministers, PSS, CEOs, the record is there, right? Some of them may even have been my clients. So my record is there. And that's not even the issue, really. Okay? That's not even the issue. That is an argument that is meant to detract me from the job that I have. And I'm not going to be detracted. We are on course. We're on course.
Your feeling about Swazili on this whole issue of non-political, very big issue?
My final thought is this. I beseech all of us, let's leave politics out of this. Let's leave politics out of this. And let's reclaim and restore Mao and other water towers for ourselves, for our children, for our children's children, and for future generations. History will judge us so harshly if we sacrifice this at the convenience, the altar of politics.
Thank you.
Okay.